来るなファイアボルト
Despair. Despair is unequivocally and unabashedly the theme of episode 2 of DanMachi. And everything this episode did really, really drove it home. From the unsurmountable, consistent enemies that continue to appear in front of Bell and in front of Ryu, we have those sheep, the skull sheep, that kept spawning in. From the music and the tonality, to them discovering bodies that have seemingly been there for years on end. You assume 50 years. To the magic stone that was lit up for seemingly that whole entire time as that party got wiped. To Bell succumbing to his own internal despair. I believe Ryu called it mind down. To him needing to be snapped out of that internal turmoil. To Ryu succumbing to her own inner despair once Bell was able to pull the nap, pull himself into a nap based on Ryu's recommendation. To the music that consistently played over the background, over and over and over again. To then, for us to cut away to Lily's group, to, Aisha and Makoto and Haruhime, specifically the last two, with the episode ending with Haruhime being her sacrificial lamb, to save Lily and to save Cassandra. For us seeing Makoto being seemingly eaten by monster piranhas as she's being taken deeper and deeper down into the water. To, Aisha and them kind of YOLOing out to the monster. And, it's just this really, really smart flow of despair that the anime is able to really subject us, the viewer, to all of this by all the different surrounding things that are compiled around us, right? Kind of really with the transitions and the storyline and the storytelling and the way it's doing it, and the way it's kind of dragging us through it. And it really is able to make us feel this level of disparity that that the characters feel within the anime. Like when Makoto got dragged down to the water, I yelled out, "But no, I was like, not Makoto!" And then Haruhime, I was like, Haruhime! And just that level of, I don't know if they're going to survive this, and the anime has not been afraid to show us they might not, which is what makes it even more interesting, is like, there's a chance they don't make it, Then we cut to, going back, they cut to that, but going back to Ryu and Bell, right? And just the level of just like infinite space. Like, when the skull sheep originally appeared, I was like, oh, maybe it's like a Xenos, right? Like maybe it's one of those monsters, like a friendly, and no, it wasn't. Then when they see the magic lights, I was like, oh, I wonder what party or what person is in the deep floors, and it ends up them being dead. So it's like the anime takes you up this hill of hope, and then immediately crashes us down along with the characters. And I just think that that's just something that is just so dope that it does. A couple of other things too, so that level of disparity that it's conveying to us, the viewer, is just, it's all-time high. Then we also, just to kind of like jump around a little bit, we also got introduced to Tsubaki, who is the leader of the, which familia was she? I think I marked it down somewhere. Not the Hestia familia, that's the one, that's us. Maybe I don't maybe I didn't take the note specifically down, but it's something with the H. She's one of the captains of some other familia. I didn't take the note down, but she's another captain. So we got introduced to her. They're gonna go and try and save the Hestia familia. Then we also know that Hestia herself went and recruited the girls from the bar, which we're assuming that they were adventurers, or they were some powerful adventurers at some point in life before they tended to the bar. So we know they have them. And then some of the other familias are kind of rounding up themselves too to go and try and face this imminent threat, but then also save the Hestia familia too. So it's kind of like two things that people are going after here. So we got introduced to that as well. So, the Hephaestus. I did write it down. She was the captain of the Hephaestus familia. So we got introduced to that as well too. So we got some character introductions here for what's going to come next. But goddamn, like that overall sense of dread, you really, really, really feel it. And man, I really hope things. I know shit's gonna hit the fan, but I hope things work out. You know what I mean? Because this was a rough episode to watch. I was like, God, man. Even took me a minute like to hit record. I was like, oh, like how do you start this? Like it's disparity. So overall, fantastic episode. One of the best of the season. You know, I would include Core 1, Part 1, Part 2. One of the best of the season to really convey that sense of dread. Like that, some of my characters I love Haruhime. Like Haruhime, like it goes for me. It's like Cassandra, Haruhime, and then the rest of like Aisha. You know what I mean? Like the rest of them, kind of like it's hard to really kind of pick and choose. But it goes Cassandra's number one girl, then Haruhime, then kind of the other ones. And like see Makoto too. I was like, no, not Makoto. At the end of the day, if she dies, it sucks. But it's like okay, I'll be all right. But Haruhime is like, no, not my little fox girl. Like so, that's a harder one to swallow. So. Man, I'm really worried about it, though. So we'll see what ends up happening. But let me know what you guys thought about this episode down in the comments below. Anything specific that I missed, let me know in the comments. Anything that you wanted to call out that maybe I didn't call out specifically with a sense of dread, sense of this, sense of hope. Whether you want to call out the waterfall backflip by that dragon, whatever you want to call it out in the comments below. And I'll see you guys next week for episode 3.